Great. We'll wait for 1 or 2 minutes so that everybody joins, and then we will start our lab. There are 23 people expected to join. By the time we can start interaction. Yeah, the 18 already joined. Yeah, okay. So we can start with Jill. Jill, where are you? Can we discuss about what we have done in the, because we have conducted 2 sessions till now at the lab. So how was your experience on learning online?
It was good. Mm,
Any specific suggestions or comments?
no, sir.
Fine. Okay, Shuklaji.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How was your experience?
Quite good, sir.
Quite good. Okay. Any comments or suggestions for conducting online sessions, or your experience, or based on that, you'd like to share certain things?
No, no suggestion, sir.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Amit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Amit, tell me.
What?
Uh, See, the same question I asked everybody. Your experience, because we are experimenting new things. This is a new normal. So I wish to know that from you people, that what was your experience and how we can go ahead with this, because ultimately you are the people who will be benefited from this. So you should be in the center, in the core, right? That's why I thought that I should ask you this question to you people. And apart from this, this is our common practice in the lab. You must have experienced in the first second semester that we used to sit together for 5-10 minutes, we brainstorm, we discuss, and then we go back to work. So that's the practice I thought we can continue here online too. So that's the thing, Amit, I want to know from you.
I don't think so.
Because one first was orientation session, second was the lecture we conducted for communication. So what was your experience, and what do you wish to comment?
Good, sir.
Okay, fine, Amit. Harsh. Yes, Harsh, tell me. Harsh, I am not able to listen to you. Fine. Yes, Suchak.
Sir, it was good, but sir, can't we keep this video for whole day and watch anytime?
Yeah, it is there. What we have done is we are uploading all these videos to Institute's YouTube channel. And nobody has told you, is it so?
No, sir, I don't know that.
Okay, fine. I'll make sure that I'll share the YouTube channel, link with you. You can watch all the sessions till now. Whatever sessions have been conducted are available there. You can watch it anytime. You can refer to anytime. We have managed to upload for you people only.
Okay, thank you, sir.
And apart from this, by tomorrow, I'm going to upload your syllabus, assignments, PPTs, which I am going to share during the this Google Meet. I'm going to upload all the things along with the what we call it reference books and all, so you can access your details from there also. Fine. Okay. Harshek.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, sir, it was good, but some network issues.
Yeah, network is something a new question, right? But I guess Google must be working on it, so people would be able to work on low latency also, the way Zoom has started working it on. Otherwise, you are the people of technology. You can think of something, right? You
Yes.
just you can browse GitHub and you will find basic Google Meet type of codes freely available there. So you can have your own one if it is for certain limited period of or time or a number of people. You can create your own Zoom application or Google Meet application. What you need to do is little bit surfing and little coding, right? That you can do.
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is a challenge in form of an opportunity. Right, right. Okay. Drasti. Hi, Drasti.
Yes,
Yeah, Drasti, can you tell me your experience? Can you share your experience, please?
experience was good. No
Okay.
network issue main.
Right, right. It's a new normal.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Avesh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Avesh, tell me your experience. It was good. It should be something other than this.
Sir, experience was good due to
Okay. See, there's a problem with network. I'm not getting a voice. The voice is breaking. It's okay.
I don't have network issue.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Bhavisha.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Tell me your experience. Other than it was good.
It was normal.
You started searching synonyms. Good.
No, sir.
Dharmajit Singh.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Jala, tell me.
Yeah, it was good, sir.
Yeah, something other than that was good. Say it was nice.
Yeah.
Fine. Nandini.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me, Nandini.
Well, till now everything's working fine, but for me, physical class is more better, much better.
Yes, okay. But thing is that things are not in our control, no?
Yeah, I
If we
mean,
have,
like
yeah,
I didn't wanted to say that, but of course, online classes cannot replace the physical class.
definitely. But thing is that that's why we are in a era where we have seen everything. We have seen touch pads, we have seen touch keypads. We are going. We have experienced live classrooms within the four walls and outside the four walls. So we are the generations who will be able to speak for all the options, all the aspects. So this is something when we are switching to new what we call it new type of atmosphere. That's why I have that concern for you people, that whether we are going in a right direction or not. That's why I thought that I should have certain for certain time I should have discussion with you people, so that because in the first like second lecture I told you that the most important thing in communication is feedback. So if I don't get your feedback and if I don't work accordingly, it would be one way, and we don't want to go for that, right? That's the reason we are discussing. But I'm happy that Nandini, you shared your views, but you also suggest that how we can make it more effective, interactive, interesting.
Um, I guess the conversation like this should be more.
Right. Okay. What we have done is I have given a lot of thought for structurizing online session, because we used to plan our lessons and try to make it active learning based and effective. Now it was a new challenge. So what I have done is, that's why this is first lab session oriented sensation, right? So I'm going to discuss about that how I have divided our lab session, all lab sessions in three categories based on the topics which are there in the syllabus. So I'm going to discuss about it, and even at the end of the session in last 10-15 minutes, we'll have again a discussion that this would be the way the flow of lab would be conducted in this way. So if you have still a question or suggestions, you're most welcome, because we follow 100% democracy, and the most important thing above all is it is always a student oriented and student centered. So you must be benefited, you must feel that okay, whatever time you have spent here has got value, it is worth. So that is the ultimate objective. This is what I believe and I follow.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Thank you, Nandini. Naimish.
Thank you, sir.
Naimish.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Naimish, what is your suggestion? What is your experience and comments?
It's not that good, but it's okay. Like
Yeah.
to learning like this.
Okay. So what are the challenges you face?
Network issues
Okay.
and physical classroom is much better than this.
Okay.
But that's all.
That's all. Okay. Okay. Now, if you can specifically talk about delivery of communication, the way I talk, the way I conduct, because see, whatever you commented was quite generic, right? And we want to talk very specific about effective technical communication. Deepak Mashru, ETC Lab C, and 3EC1 class, right? So we want to talk about that thing, right? So if you can comment on that, that would be much more effective, and I'll be able to integrate and incorporate in our coming sessions. Nemish.
Okay, sir.
So for that, do you like to say anything, or
Nah, it's okay.
it's okay? Okay. Mohit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is not attendance, Mohit. Yeah, tell me your experience.
It is it is okay, but sir, sometimes the network is when unable to audible your sound, your voice.
Right. Yeah, it happens sometimes, because this is something, there are factors which are beyond our control. So that's why yesterday we suspended 2 hours of academics, so that we can balance this networks and all. This is something which has come for the first time, and we all are working on it. Fine.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Meet, would you like to share something? Would you like to comment on this? Okay. Meet decided to comment, right? Typically, literally commented on it. Thank you, Meet. Manan, sorry, Man.
Yes, sir.
Man, what you say?
Data loss, sir. Main problem.
Oh my God. See, this reminded me of my college time when I used to study economics, right? There was beautiful definition given by Lionel Robbins, who is considered as one of the eminent economists in the history of economics. He said that economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce, which have alternative uses. That means we have n number of demands and very limited number of resources. So we need to always prioritize our demands. So it happens sometime that what happens that we need to select that etc lab or Instagram for a day.
Yeah, but
And I'm happy that you are here.
thank you, sir.
But the thing is that soon time will come that Google Meet will consume less data and will have more freedom, digital freedom, right? In a way.
Like Geo video calling offline.
Yes. So it would come. People are working on it. So there
Yes.
will be something new would come, right? Okay, fine. So
Happy birthday, man.
yeah, Avesh.
Man, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, man.
Okay. On behalf of on behalf of entire lab, ETC, Marwadi University, I wish you happy birthday, man.
Thank
Right?
you, sir.
So yeah, I have wished on behalf of everybody. I know you have got a separate WhatsApp group. You can wish there. Alright, right?
Okay, sir.
Fine, thank you. Okay, so I guess I have talked with almost everybody. Anybody left? Keval, where are you, Keval? Keval, can you listen to me? Yeah, okay. Fine. Okay. If given an option for offline and online classes, offline classes can be good. But thing is that we are helpless and we want to continue. We cannot stop our journey as an academic aspirant, right? So we need to go for it. And the technical issues are there, technical glitches are there. That there are solutions to. Keval, you people are from the technical background. You are in the second year, so you should find out. Fine. And definitely I am very sure about it that you will overcome these issues. So uh, just find it out. I used to struggle initially how to go for it. I've downloaded lots of plugins for Google Meet. I can map and check who was there throughout the lab session or online session, who left keeping mobile on, who was not facing camera, who was not there. Right, everything I can map through the certain plugins. So we need to find out the ways how we can perform. Or rather, we can try to perform in the best possible manner in the given situation. So I'm very much confident about you, right? uh, I will share the link before I wind up the session, right, today before 12 o'clock. So I will share the link of YouTube channel. Fine. Okay, so we can start with today's orientation session. I like to present the PPT. Fine. Now, the limitation with we have in Google Meet is when I present it, I won't be able to see comments and all, right? So I would request two students, right, from from this class. For example, I'll talk to I'll confirm in between wherever I feel that I'll confirm with Jeet and Nandini, right? I randomly pick up two students. So whenever I feel that am I going on a right track or not, I'll ask you, both of you, and you respond to me, right? And meanwhile, if you have any question, you can unmute your mic and you can speak so that I can understand. So is it okay, Nandini and Jeet?
Yes, sir.
Done. Okay. So let's start with this. Okay. So we start with lab activity and orientation, how we will go for it. This is something you have seen, so I'm not going to talk about it. So we'll skip certain slides for our reference. Okay. The most important thing here is lab activities. So in total, there will be 12 labs, and total there are 10 serial numbers. See, this is not the sequence. We'll try to follow all this, but we may go here and there, keeping in mind the syllabus that we continue or carry on in the classroom. There are 10 points we are going to talk about, rather 9 points. 10th point is practical assessment. That could be your Viva. What I explained you during your class orientation, that there are 30 marks for, given there for end semester assessment, where 20 marks will go for your Coursera course and 10 marks for practical assessment. That could be Viva. So the role play, letter writing, group discussion, presentations, book review, mock interview, report writing, case studies, and meetings and MOMs. These are the 9 topics. Now, the bigger challenge here is how to conduct role play online. In lab, we can go for activities. So we have decided that how we can go for it. And I've also made sure that our class or lab, becomes more effective and interesting the way it was there in, on offline. So I'm going to discuss about the flow and strategies for that. Letter writing. Here in letter writing, what shall I do is I'm going to explain you what letter writings are, the templates, their rules, regulations, grammar points, tips, do's, don'ts over here, because we have 2 hours and limited number of students, right? So it would be more effective, and it will help you in second semester when you were there doing your passport to communication online course, right? You studied and understood how to write semi-formal letters or informal letters. For example, you write a letter to librarian or accounts officer or transport officer over here for apology or request and whatever situations given to you. But here it would be formal letter. So we'll talk about how to write business letters, business proposals, and all. So that in this lab, I'm going to talk about that. Group discussion is something we do it offline, but here I have strategized that we can go for group discussion. Group discussion is something that will help you to participate in day-to-day activities in your professional career, because in everyday life when you go to your workplace, there will be a discussion and there will be a group. So that means there will be a group discussion. The simple single objective of group discussion is there should be one single point, right, that talks about your ideas, right, that talks about common situations. So if we can reach to a conclusion, common conclusion, right, that can help us. Then presentations. Yeah, I'm going to ask you people to prepare presentations, and based on your presentations, you will be measured body language wise, right? Our primary focus would be content in English and your presentation. Book review. right? Here in this session, I'm going to talk about book review, right? Why? Because you will need some time, right? When you are not a good reader, you will need some time to read. So here, and in this session, the second half of the session, I'll talk about book review. We'll be talking about a lot about books, the books you have read, the books I have read, which are the books which are important for us. And I'll also share the do's and don'ts for preparing a book review, right? We'll talk about it. And then sixth one is mock interview. See, the era has begun in a way with the advent of technology that people have started. I remember before 4 years when I got to know from some of my students from US that they, some of the companies in HR, they started conducting interviews on WhatsApp, right? So when the video call was started, they started calling people on voice call instead of Skype. They started working on WhatsApp. So you never know that which technology can be used for which purpose. So here we will know that now people would definitely prefer to go for online, right? So how to conduct online interviews, what are the interview patterns, and different types of interviews. We'll talking about it. We'll be talking a lot about netiquettes, because now the era of etiquette has over. Now it's time for netiquettes. That means etiquettes of internet. So we'll talk about it. I'm going to even design and create a video, special video on etiquettes, because still there are lots of people in society, they don't know that how to attend online sessions, or how to online video lectures and video meetings, right? So I'll be talking about it. I'll share the link with you later on. You can go for it. Report writing. This is something which will help you in addition with your design engineering, right? In design engineering, what happens that you propose something, but thing is that you need to propose something in form of report, right? In the form of proposal. You cannot write, you cannot prepare a chart every time and you can go for it, right? So for that you need to prepare a report. There are many types of reports that we come across, right? For example, report writing can be there in terms of there are certain issues or problems, or decrease of decrement in the sales of certain products. You go and inquire about it. You want to propose something, and in the company, for example, there should be a beautiful cafeteria in the company. You propose it. So that is the report writing. Fine. So you need to write a report. So there are types of reports. Fine. For example, students, Jay sir or Dean sir may ask some of the faculty members, right, that you prepare a report and submit that how students are enjoying online sessions. So this will be your report. That means in everyday life, you are supposed to write something, right? Even those who are planning to work in a corporate companies, I tell you that this would be your everyday affair, right? In everyday life, you will be finding around 300, 350 mails, and out of 350 mails, you will be writing somewhere around 200 reports, right? I'm talking about in a daytime, right? Because there are templates, you need to type the details, supply the details, and you download and share. So this would be the scenario. So it is important in a way for your professional career. So we'll go for it. Eighth one is case studies related to unit number 456. See, case studies here, as I told you, that effective technical communication has one more element added to that, is ethics. If I can recall exactly what I read in one English one blog, the blogger was from UK, and he mentioned that all the terrorists are almost all the terrorists are engineers, but that doesn't mean almost all the engineers are terrorists. The thing is that in the society, in the world, if you want to find out any creative mind, that is engineer. That means engineering people are the most creative people on the earth. Now thing is that you have that creativity, but thing is that there are people in a society like Sundar Pichai and all, right? They work for the benefits of society, right? And the other people are there, they are always busy in cracking and developing viruses, right? The thing is that whatever your skill is, if it should be good for everything. Fine. So here we need to understand that how ethics how values are important to our career and professional life. Definitely, it can give you gain for a shorter period of time, but in the long run, whatever is good, whatever is ethical, that pays you far better than the short-term gain, right? So there will be case studies suggested by GTU. We'll be talking about it. Apart from this, there are I will suggest to you people that you find out such case studies around you. You come to me and you share, you present. So there will be lots of discussion on this, and definitely there will be lots of agreements and disagreements, right? Sometimes you may not agree with me. Sometimes you may agree with me. Sometimes I disagree with you. It would happen because values and ethics, there are no you know exact correct answers. There are suitable answers, and all these answers, all these arguments are based on our understanding. So far we have lead our life, right? So there will be lots of fun, I would say, right? Okay. Then conducting meetings and minutes of the meeting, right? Now thing is that when you meet your friend is different from when you meet your boss. In corporates, in companies, everywhere, right? What happens that when there is a meeting, there is a purpose, there is an objective, there is a reason. Without a reason, without an objective, without a purpose, nobody meets. Fine. So if you meet without any purpose, it's like hangout. That's really what we do, right? So before scheduling a meeting or going for a meeting, everybody who are going to join the meeting, that is all the members of the meeting, they will be informed in advance with certain points, right? The points for the discussion, that is called agenda. So whatever we share before meeting in terms of objectives of conducting a meeting or scheduling a meeting or arranging a meeting, these are called agenda. That means the points of agenda. Every agenda point is called agendum, right? I'm going to discuss in detail about it, but I'll just give you an overview about it. So agenda is there, meeting, and after the meeting, what is the take home? What is the outcome? Right? So what has been decided? This is going to be stored, recorded in form of MOM. It is very popular as MOM, that is minutes of meeting, that what we have discussed, right? That means before meeting, we share the objectives. This is the purpose, and after the meeting, we share the outcomes. This was decided, right? So people can come back to it again, revisit again, and they can find out, okay, this was the thing. In practical assessment, right? Okay, so up to now, is it okay? Nandini, Zil, and everybody is okay?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So can we go ahead with the next phase?
Yes.
Fine. Okay, thank you. By the time, if anybody else has any issue, you can unmute your mic and you can speak, right? This is the same Deepak sir, same class, right? So you have all rights to speak. Don't worry. Fine. Okay. Now, I told you earlier that I have divided our lab sessions in 3 categories. Fine. So here I'm going to talk about the structure, the layout, the flow of lab for role play, group discussion, and case studies. That means whenever we conduct these 3 activities, this would be our flow of lab for 120 minutes, right? So I'll give you 1 minute to go through it, and I'll get back to you with your suggestions. So it's 10:35, 10:35 to 10:37, 2 minutes to go through it. And then I'll ask you randomly your observation. Fine. So can I have someone to start with? This is typical EC1 class, right? If you don't ask individually, a student will not respond. Namish.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
Sir, there are 10 minutes missing.
10 minutes missing. Okay, good.
Yes.
Other than that, good, good, nice
Nothing.
observation. And what about the flow? Is it fine?
Yes. It's good.
Okay, okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Shreyash?
My answer is also same.
I couldn't get you. If you feel that there is a network issue, you can type it in the comment box. It's okay. Fine. These type of programmers, they copy the codes. They don't write the codes. Yes. Fine. Okay. Now look at this. Uh, uh, we will start with opening remarks. The way I told you in the lab session lecture that I'm going to ask one student to open the session and one student to close the session, right? So that would be the pattern. Then after that, there will be 15 minutes of instruction and brainstorming, right? So what shall we do is I'll talk about do's and don'ts, tips, tricks, techniques for role play, group discussion, and case studies respectively when I talk about it. And then there will be brainstorming your ideas, your emotions, your do's and don'ts, your inputs, and based on that there will be 15 minutes time. 60 minutes time I've spared for actual practice, right? So there will be 3 sessions. Uh, each would be there for 20 minutes. That means I have divided all the students in 3 groups, and they will be performing group discussion online. Fine. So we're talking about it. Then 5 minutes for useful resources. So what are the important things for role play, group discussion, case studies? Is there any good mobile application or a website or a blog or a YouTube video which can help us to improve our role plays, our group discussion or case studies? I'll be sharing those links with you people over there. I may ask you to go and check it out, right? So we'll go in that way. Then 5 minutes for a Q&A. So during entire lab, if you have any question or query, for example, in 60 minutes time, which I spared for actual practice, that includes feedback also. But when I ask students to give feedback, peer-to-peer feedback, or I give my feedback, some student may have a question or query. So you can raise your points, your questions, your queries during this 5 minutes time. Then 10 minutes I have spent for attendance, the quiz time and discussion time. So what will happen over here is in every session, apart from this orientation, there will be questions given to you, fine, based on the session, and you will need to go for it 100 out of 100%. That means if I ask you 10 questions, you need to make sure that all 10 questions are correct. Fine. So I've directly mapped it with your end semester performance, right? Okay. 5 minutes for attendance. I have got plugins with me, but still, if required, right, we can go for attendance manually, right? I can speak out your name and I can take attendance, right? This is what 5 minutes time. If we spend more on discussion, if we go out of time, in that way this 5 minutes can be used for discussion, and I can consider your attendance from the plugin, right? So that's why it is there, otherwise we'll go for it. Then 5 minutes for closing remarks. One student again, based on the experience of the lab, right, will come and speak, right? Come means that will be online and they'll speak. For opening and closing remarks, I would suggest that you switch on your microphone and video and you speak. Fine. So that would be the scenario. Fine. This is what our lab flow would be. 10 minutes would be there for what we call it starting discussion, brainstorming, because it is very important in Britain and in all the countries where education is given more importance. What they do is when you switch from one class to another class, they spare 5 to 7 minutes for changeover, because you have something in your mind and you join another class, so you cannot altogether take 360-degree or a 180-degree u-turn. That is difficult for you people. So that's why 5 7 minutes we can talk, and we can have brainstorming, so that we talk about it and we understand and we reach to a common ground, right? The important keyword for communication. That's why that those 10 minutes are kept there. If you talk about letter writing, report writing, and MOM, right? See, for letter writing, report writing, and minutes the meeting. After opening remarks, I'm going to share the templates, layouts, right? Do's and don'ts, techniques, certain letters, right? And that will help you to understand that how to write a letter. There will be certain words. We call it jargons. Jargons are the words which are called technical words. So we'll talk about those things. And based on that, I'll give you 3 letters to write, right? And I'll give you time, 60 minutes time. I'll be here online, you'll be online, you'll be writing a letter, and after 20 minutes time, you upload first letter, another 20 minutes time, you upload another letter, right? I'll share the Google Forms in a way so that you can upload your letters, right? So that would be 60 minutes time. Then next 5 minutes would be for resources. Right here, there will not be Q&A, because there will be discussion, lots of discussion during 30 minutes time. Even during 60 minutes time, if you have a question or query, you can ask me. So I have excluded that portion from here. Yeah, there will be quiz based on letter writing, report writing, and MOM. It can be true, false, or MCQ, right? And that you need to complete within the lab time only. Then 5 minutes for attendance and closing remarks. Fine. So is it clear up to now, Jill?
Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. Okay. So we'll go for the next one for book review and presentation. This is something which we are going to do today. Fine. So have a look at it for 1 minute. I'll ask you your and your comments. 2 minutes, 10:45, 10:47.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Yep.
Sir, can you repeat what you told to do, because no one could hear your voice?
Acha, okay. I suggested that you go through the screen, right, and you comment about the steps flows. This is what I wanted to talk about. It's okay. It's 10:47 now, so I'll explain and we'll go for another thing, right? Okay. So is everybody okay with the screen? Can you see the screen? Nandini.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So in book review and presentation, we are going out of way and we are taking this book review first. Why? Because I want you people to have enough time for your preparation. Fine. So that you can prepare well and come back to the presentation in a best possible manner. Fine. Okay. So this structure would be like this: opening remarks, 20 minutes for instructions and brainstorming. For 80 minutes will be spared for your presentation. That means every student will get 3 to 4 minutes for presentation. Fine. So what to include in 3 minutes presentation? It looks very easy that okay, 3 to 4 minutes is okay, but actually when you start presenting for 4 minutes, it's a long time. So if you're not structured one, if you are not properly articulated or properly planned, right, in that way there can be a question. So we'll talk about those things, right? Then 5 minutes for useful resources. We will not go for any resources or Q&A because it would be taken over by you people. You are the people who will go for it. That means in opening remarks and closing remarks, I'm going to appoint 2 people as moderators. So entire lab session would be conducted by those two students, right? So I'll be observing, right, during the session, and we'll see that how you conduct it, because my objective is to make you effective communicator, and this is one of the best way and golden opportunity for the students to go for it. And then attendance and closing remarks. So this would be there, right? So here, what will happen that quiz time, assignment, this is first assignment, right? I want it completed by 15th of July or 30th of July. I don't mind it, right? But whenever I ask you, it should be ready. I give you 1 month time, 4 weeks time to, because in 4 weeks time you can read a book if you are not read, and you can design and devise and prepare a proper book review form, right? So we'll talk about it. But before I switch to book review and pattern, right, I like to confirm again that up to now, is it okay? Do you have any question or query for orientation or the pattern, the flow we have gone right till now? If you have a question or query, you can ask me. Else, I can switch to the next phase of our lab, that is for book review.
No, sir, it is okay.
It's okay. Okay. I would say everybody, if you are clear with this, you type in comment box yes, clear, right? So that I can understand that it is done. This is your digital nodding. Fine. When you type yes in the comment box, it is digital nodding, right? So everybody is requested to type yes if you clear up to now, so that I can move ahead to the next phase. We'll see who is the fastest finger first. I must tell you that computer people are the people who have striking speed for typing, right? They can type in the fastest way. So this is 1 minute only, and you need to type yes in the comment box so that I can go ahead. Everybody should be active. Fine. So let's go for it. These are the book titles prescribed in the syllabus, right? But this is not the only list, right? You can pick and choose any book which you like, right? It is not the way that if you select from this is good one. I'll talk about certain books here, fine, and we'll talk about other books, right? So I would like to ask for you people that how many of you are a good reader in last 30 days, 90 days, or 1 year? If you have read 2-3 books other than textbook. So reading a textbook or reading a newspaper doesn't mean that you are a reader, right? It is your it is compulsory from your side. That's why you need to read it. So if anybody of you can suggest that the book you read lastly, right, in last 30 days, 40 days time, if you read any book, you type in a comment box. I like to discuss with you people. I'll have to ask you that which kind of books you read, and uh, what is your taste and tone for, or love for reading. There was beautiful. Okay, silence speaks in two states. Very good. Power of subconscious mind. Wow. Always shares good. I'm waiting for everybody's comments. I read one beautiful quotation in one of the libraries, right? It was written there that those who read can lead. So if you want to be a leader, you need to be, right? You need to be reader. And I'm damn sure that I'm going to share one video and one channel with you people that will help you to inspire yourself, ignite yourself for reading. Jeet said to light, good. It's a nice book. Anybody else? Nandini, the Maze Runner, very good. If I by mistake speak and ask you that you type the name of web series you have watched, there will be tsunami in the comment box. I must tell you. So I'll not ask that about even by mistake. I'll not ask about your web series, right? Only books. If there is typo, it's okay, right? You can type it. Don't go to Google, type it, get the book, and copy and paste here. Yeah, I cannot see your screens, but I can guess why you're taking too much time. Fine. Okay. From here, from the list of 10 books, is there anybody who have read any book You Can Win, or any book from Shiv Khera? Like Living with Honor, Freedom is Not Free. You need to speak, right? Unmute your mic and speak. If you read any book from the given list of 10 books. Anyone with book number 5, The Alchemist? Yes, you can find that book from the library, and when you happen to come to campus, right, you can get that book issued from library. Fine. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I must tell you about Alchemist. You will be surprised to know that the book Alchemist has been translated in 257 languages, right? If you look at the book of top 50 books, right, which have been translated in more languages, right, this book comes there in the second number, 253 languages, right? It has been translated. If I talk about Yes Suchak, right? Yes, Stephen Covey's book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, right, is very beautiful book, and I tell you that this is the book which is very near to my heart, right? It is very near to my head too, right? I when I remembered the day I completed the book, I remembered the one page from this book, page number 92, and habit number 2, right? Plan your end, when you begin, before you begin, right? So there are certain things which can help you to go an extra mile, right? These are the books in that way, we can say. Fine. You must have heard about different books. For example, Dale Carnegie has written lots of books on interpersonal communication. You can go for it, and there are lots of websites available. You can go to Kindle, you can go to Audible, you can even listen to the books, right? So there are different ways of reading and understanding things. Then another list of books you can find is Upside Down Key, Born to be Happy, Kiss That Frog, right, up to Old Man and the Sea. Ernest Hemingway has been a very eminent novelist. There are lots of novels. There are lots of things he has contributed in terms of literature. You can find there. Yeah, I know, 2-3 ABs only. Okay, fine. Now, what shall we do is here we are going to do an exercise. Fine. You need to because I can store this. I can store this text, and that would be a kind of assignment. So it can be a document for me for assignments. So I want everybody to take 5 minutes or 7 minutes time, right? I'll give you 5-7 minutes time. You go through it, right? You go through this both the lists, fine, and you select one book, right? And what you need to do is you need to type like this, your name, right, then pipe, enrollment number, pipe, and title of your book, which you are going to present a book review, right? It is not necessary that you select from the given list. It can be anyone. Fine. It is 11 o'clock at 11:07, right? Or 11:10. I'll come back again and I'll ask you by the time you need to select the book. The moment you select the book, you can start writing it. Fine. When we conclude with everybody's book, right, I'll talk about how to write a book review. So you start selecting, you can Google it for your reference. What shall I do is I'll keep this slide for 2 minutes, another slide for another 2 minutes. You can even select any book from the given list, right? You can start Googling, you can start doing it, right? And when you are sure, clear, you can write like this. Yeah, good, Avesh. Very nice. This would be documented, and then make sure that you stick to this. 7 minutes, your time starts now. Select the book, Google it out, and come back to me. I would suggest that you select such a book which can be iconic, which can be helpful to you people for your career, for your goal setting in your personal life, social life, professional life. So go for such kind of thing, right? I am not against Chetan Bhagat, right? But go for something better, something extraordinary. Fine. So that can help you even while presenting, while preparing, you learn something new. I don't mind, I'll accept it. But if you can find, Shreyas, some other option, I would suggest you that you go for some other option.
Sir, I can't send a message.
What happened, Alay?
It's a error. Failed to send, that resend and or delete.
Okay. You try it for 5 minutes. Otherwise, you can WhatsApp me, or you do one thing. You send somebody. So send some of your friend. Your friend can send on your behalf.
Okay, sir.
Right? Okay. Yeah. Do you need more time? I guess not everybody has selected the book. It should be done. When we talk about time bound things, it should be completed within the time bound. 2 more minutes. Select a book. All the students are requested to submit the details as soon as possible. We're running out late of out of time. So please select the book, type it here. Is everybody done with? Who has not still added the details? Can I know from you people? The one who has not added the detail. Hello everyone. Please unmute your mic if you have not added the detail and tell me if you have a question or query so that I can help you. Okay, Nishita, network issue. Fine, you can do it by 12 o'clock by the time we end the session, right? Okay, so what shall I do is we can continue the session by the time if you find a suitable book, you can post it in the comment box, but make sure that you complete it by the time we end our lab session, right? Okay. Nandini, Azil, can we go ahead?
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Fine. Okay. Everybody, it's good to go. Next, right? Okay. So we are going for a very important thing. What is book review and how we can go for it? What is the format for book review? After 20 minutes time, I'm going to share one link of YouTube. Fine. The channel which has more than 350 books, right, in summarized form in 30 minutes time that can help you like anything, right? And I have been watching and listening to those videos very regularly, right? Those videos will help you to uh, enrich your knowledge, your ideas. Not only that, but also to add enough flavor to your speeches, your write-up. Fine. So I'll share after 20 minutes time or 25 minutes time when I complete this format discussion with you people. So stay tuned there. Page number 1, page number 2. Here, page number is like slides or sections, we can say. Fine. So first slide or first section says that there should be students information that you know very well, your name, enrollment number, your class, division, semester, whatever, right? So this is something you need to write in the very first slide. Okay. Now page number 2 talks about generic information about the book, right? Very common information that includes title, name of the author, publication date, publisher, edition. Now thing is that there are books which have number of editions. That means edition means at one go, right? What happens that at one go, what is total number of books published together, right? It is called edition. In food, in biscuits and all this, we have batch number. That means in particular batch, total number of production done for that particular product is called batch. Same way, the edition is called that during that one print run, right? How many total number of books were published or printed? That is called edition, right? That means if you find somewhere third edition in any of the book, that means that book has been published or printed 3 times. This is the third time the book has been printed. Fine. So this is what we have. Then there should be genre, right? Is it a comedy or motivational tragedy book or fiction, non-fiction, whatever type of book that you can find out. Okay. Then number of pages, special features of the books, is it related to maps or diagrams or graphs, right? You can talk about that. You can talk about a cover page. There are certain books which have beautiful, cover pages, right? So you can talk about that also. There's a beautiful saying in English that you cannot judge a book by its cover, but that cover makes lots of impact on the book, because we generally try to create or design the title or book cover based on the book content, right? Next one is ISBN, right? Can anybody tell me what do you mean by ISBN? What is ISBN? You can speak or you can type. I don't mind it. What is ISBN? Is it something you are listening to for the first time, or you know about it? ISBN. Oh, EC1. Fine, I understand. Before I ask anyone to speak about it, Harsh, you are going to close today's lab session. That means I'll give you 5-7 minutes time to complete and to give the overview of today's lab session, right? Harsh, you start preparing for it. You just start articulating your ideas. I'll give you 5-7 minutes time to talk about, and you can select any one of your friend if you wish. Okay. Shreyas says that interesting standard book number is international standard book number. Excellent, right? If we would be playing Kaun Banega Crorepati, I would have given you 10,000 rupees for this answer, but I wish we would be playing, right? This is LAV. No issue. Jill, you can coordinate with Vrinda and ask her to, add later on. It's okay. Okay, so here, international standard book number. Now, thing is that what is the importance of ISBN? Why ISBN is added in every book? Can anybody tell me? See, these are things which are around you, which you come across every day. But thing is that we don't know what does it mean. What is the use of ISBN number? If nobody will answer, Naimish would answer. Naimish, if you know.
I don't know, sir.
Okay, fine. Mohit? Avesh, no, it's not about copyright infringement. It is something different, beta. Fine, okay. I tell you, Mohit, yeah, would you like to say something?
No, I don't know, sir.
Okay, beta, thank you. Yeah, Keval, very good. Identify books by its number. When you have in the library or in a shopping, when you go to Amazon or anywhere, this is one common 13-digit number. Fine, that will help you to identify the unique. This is a unique number, the given, right? So it is the identification for every book. This number is given by the government to the publishers, right? They assign 5, 10, 50, 100 in that quantity, and publisher has to apply, right, that typical unique ISBN number to the book, and then that publisher is required to send those book copies to the government so that government can update the database. And that's why we can find out by watching, by referring to. There is also QR code. You scan the book and you can get the details of the book. Who is the author? What is the title? Who is the publisher? In all details can be found from that QR code or barcode, we can say. Fine. So ISBN number is that much important for us. So you can go for it. Then another number you can find is ISSN number. This is ISBN. Second is ISSN, ISSN. So what is that? Fine. This is your homework. You Google it out and you find out that what is that number for. Fine. And you go to Amazon. You will find another number. They call it product number. There's also another one. Fine. So you find out such kind of things. With these, you can search the products. Fine. Why I'm telling you is because this will help you for your database, DBMS. How to go for indexing data, right? How to go for analyzing data. So this can be helpful to you for that also. So this is ISBN number. Page number 3. And this is about what we can call it. This is the backbone of your book review writing. The most of the material, most of your preparation, most of your research, most of your interest and experience would be would come out in form of words and will be presented with this section. If you look at this, there are 5 questions asked, and these 5 questions talks about your journey with the book, right, as a reader. For example, if you start with the first one, what was the story about, right? A brief summary of a story. That means what is the story, right? Summary, this is not a new word for you people. I explained to you in the last semester. Summary, abstract, précis, right? So you know about it. So summary can be of any length. You can go with any length. It can be 1 slide, 2 slides, it can be 10 pages, whatever you wish, you can go for it. Now, and then who were the major characters, minor characters? See, characters plays a vital role, right? So you need to understand that who were the characters, right? For example, if you read the book 5 Mistakes of My Life, you will find the characters. Somebody said 2 states, you can find out the characters, right? From the movie, you can find out the characters. So there are characters we can call major and minor characters, right? Minor characters, that means the characters which play a cameo role, or they have less importance compared to other characters. So you need to understand that. So you can find out those things. And I must tell you that if you can find out the different dimensions of characterization, this is something very important, right? That means what are the ways or what are the different dimensions a person can have as in personality. When you talk about a personality, there are 2 words comes to my mind. One is personality and second is identity, right? What is the difference between these 2 words, personality and identity, right? That we can find out. So there are different ways we can go ahead with. So you can find out characters and what did the major character or minor character do in the story. So what was their contribution? Fine, that is very important thing. For example, if you watch the movie Rang De Basanti, you will find that there were many characters, but there were characters who played a huge impact, right, on the mindset of the people. So that we need to understand, right? Same way in the books, there are books which help us to find out such kind of things. We need to identify and you need to portray those characters in your own words. Then who is your favorite character and why? You need to talk about your favorite character, right? And you need to also share that why that particular character or characters are your favorite, right? So that means we are in the era of communication where each of your argument, each of your stand requires justification. Fine. If you remember in last semester, I explained you how to write a paragraph, how to write an essay. In the first paragraph itself, there was one line we used to write that was the backbone of entire essay. That was thesis statement. Thesis statement is something we call it a stand. That you take a stand of this and you explain these are the 3 reasons R1, R2, R3 why I believe in this. So here when the word comes why, it demands justification from your side that why you like this character, why you like this subject, why you like this book, right? So it should be there in your mind, very clear, very crisp, and very lucid, that this is what I believe, that's why I've selected. Then if your book has motivational stories, that means there are multiple stories, right? Living with honor, you can win. There are different stories. A story of Balloonwala, that, for example, in living with honor, in one of the books of Shiv Khera. So he talks about that. It is not the color of the balloon, it is what is there in the balloon that takes the balloon high in the sky. So it is not the caste and creed and skin color, right? That takes you up in the sky or makes you successful. What is there in your mind? What is there in yourself, right? In terms of fire, right? That can take you up. So you can talk. You can select. Sorry. You can select any one story from the many stories, or you can select more than one story which was there near to your head and heart. So you can talk about it. Fine. Okay. Now, can I have anybody, if you have any book or any story, such quotation which is there with you in your mind, right? So you can share if you wish. If you liked any one line or any one incident from any book, right? You can share here. Nandini, Jeel, do you have any book or any story, any quotation, any sentence in your mind? Rusty, yeah, tell me, Rusty. Anyone can tell me. Poojan, you can tell me if you wish. Fine. Okay. So can I share one incident, one book which I read, right? Avesh, the love of money is the root of all evil. Rich dad, poor dad. Very good. Fine. See, I like to share. Long back, I used to teach one beautiful story. It was a drama, right? And when I was, digging it little deeper while teaching, so I could find that why that author particularly liked to, write that drama, or why he was inspired. Fine. So I like to talk about that story. The name of the book is An Inspector Calls. The name of the book is An Inspector Calls. Right. It was written by J.B. Priestley, John Boynton Priestley. Right. A very interesting book. Right. If you like to read thriller books, right, this book can help you like anything. Fine. So you can go for it. Now, how he was inspired to write this book, I tell you. You must be knowing about what we call it, Bible, right? Do you know Bible? There are two types of, two versions of Bible. One is what we call Old Testament, second is New Testament. Old Testament is about Jesus, before Jesus was born. New Testament is about after Jesus was born. So before Jesus was born, in the Old Testament, it talks about, it talks about what we call it, Adam and Eve, their kids Cain and Abel, right? And God created mountains and all. So the one incident from Old Testament, right, where Cain and Abel, both the kids, right, of Adam and Eve, they were there. Cain was a tiller, farmer, and Abel was shepherd. Now Abel was used to offer meat to the God and all. That was the story. That was, Cain had a kind of a mindset that Abel was, Abel was the one who was liked by the God more, right? So what happens that once when there was God was passing by, and God asked the Cain that where is your brother? And Cain replied that I am not the keeper of my brother. See the sentence. I am not the keeper of my brother, right? That was the sentence that reflected being irresponsible towards our family members in society. So that was one statement that created a kind of spark in the mind of J.B. Presley, and he wrote this beautiful drama in Inspector Calls. And you will be happy to know that there are more than 1,000 shows, right? In Australia, right, when the team of Inspector Calls performed. It's very beautiful, very thrilling. Fine. It's if you look at the average version, it will be somewhere around 65 pages only, which you can complete in one sitting. And I can guarantee you that if you read 5 pages, it will not allow you to leave. It will hold you tightly on your chair with the book, right? So this is something which you can go for it. So these are the books which helps you, that make you clear about your mindset, that this is what we need to go for it. Fine. Okay. Now we can go ahead with the next one, right? Page number 4, right? This is the section 4 and 5, which will have pure recommendations, your opinions purely from your side. So this is the section, or these are the sections where you need to write your own words, your own ideas, your own emotions, your own feelings for the book, right? For example, in section 4, you can write the answers, or you can write the justifications for did you like the book or not. Obviously you like the book, that's why you read it, otherwise you would not read it, right? But which was your most or least favorite part of the book, right? If you're not interested to talk about least part, you can at least write about your favorite part or section, or it can be the plot, it can be the incident, it can be a short story. If there are more stories, you can talk about it. Could you relate to any of the characters in the story? Have you ever done or felt some of the things the characters did, right? This is something very important, that if you can see when you feel that when you're watching a web series or a movie, you get involved in that so much, right? How? Because you can relate to the current situation, you can relate toward with the people who are around you or with you yourself. So if you can do that in that way, you will be having utmost interest, or we can say involvement in that. So you will be lost within that thing, right? The way people get lost in Jumanji movie, right? Okay, then if you can change something, what would it be? Based on your book that you read, right? Keeping the society in center, right? Keeping the world in the center, keeping the earth in the center, what can be the change you can make? You can speak about it, you can write about it, you can present about it, right? And then recommendations, that what are the recommendations for the book, right? Who would you recommend this book to, right? That means there are certain books which are there for the kids, there are books for the parents, there are the books are for parenting, right? There are techno savvy people, right? who like to read the books. For example, Digit magazine is there. That is for those kind of people. So every what we call, every section of the society has their own choice. So based on those choices, you can decide that this book is useful or recommended to particular people. You can talk about it in a way. Then which kind of person would you like to, would like to read the book, right? So you can talk about that this kind of people are there. You can talk about who can read this book and all this. Okay, then we can also talk about the ratings, right? So you can write 0 to 5 or stars. In that way you can go for it. But here the thing is that you need to make sure that you justify why you give, 4-star or 5-star, that you need to explain. Fine. Okay, so up to now, is there any query or question? Nandini, Jeel, any question or query till now? If everybody has cleared this, how to write a book review, I would suggest that you type yes in the comment box so that I can get to know. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to share one link with you people. You can open this link and you can go through it later on. Fine, so that will help you. Just give me 1 minute. I'll share the link with you people of that channel. Yes. This is the link. Fine. Udan NGO, Adi Guru Das. He is the one who has given more than 300 book summaries in English. That is Hindi and English. That will help you for your presentation, or it can also help you uh, for preparing your book review. And along with that, if you are a good reader, you can select which book to read by watching this summary. Fine. Okay. Fine. So now, do you have any question or query till now? So we can ask Harsh to complete the session by closing remarks, and I can take your attendance. Aditi, Avesh, Dusty, Keval, Nemish, Nishita, Poojan, Shreyas, Dharmajit Singh, tell me if you have any question or query till now, so that I can address to those things. If not, then I can go ahead with the next one. So can we switch over to fine, great, okay, fine, okay. So I'll take your attendance in 2 minutes time, and then I'll hand over to Harsh for the presentation of his closing remarks. Fine. Okay. You can speak, you can unmute your mic and speak then. Meet, it's mid present. Meet. Shreyash.
Yes, sir.
Mohit.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Meet.
Yeah, okay. Meet, no? Okay, fine. Shukla ji.
Present, sir.
Okay. Drashti.
Yes, sir.
Nemish.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Nishita.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Satish, are you there? Satish is very silent creature. I could not see Satish. Yash. Jeev.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Aditi.
Yes,
Harsh.
sir.
Alive. Harshik.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Amit. Amit, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dharmajit Singh.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You were not there in the first lecture, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Keval. Fine. Man.
Present, sir.
Vrunda is absent. Okay. Bhavisha. Dandini is present. Okay. Avesh.
Yes, sir.
Avesh present.
Yes, sir. Present.
Okay. Pujan.
Yes, sir.
I have
Okay.
network issue.
Sir, I was present in last lecture.
It is last to last, first lecture.
Sir, I had attended all your lecture till now.
Okay. That's why I just share the screen, so that if there is a question or query, you can tell me over here, right? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Fine. No issue. Okay. Yes. Harsh, over to you. Tell me. Harsh, you can start. Yes, please. Harsh, if you are not able to speak, you can nominate your friend. You find out who is your best friend, right? And tell me. You type his name or her name. I'll ask him or her to speak on your behalf. Mohit sir, Mohit has left the meeting. This happens when the students are not in your control, technically. Mohit, can you speak for your friend? Oh, Harsh, you have a big list of your friends, right? Mohit or Yash, any of you can now share closing remarks.
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
Today there was an interactive session and we learned about various books and its reviews, how to form the presentation about the books and all. That's all, sir.
Okay, short and sweet, good. Okay, now two students we requested, Harsh, you can switch off your mic. You can mute your mic. Fine, thank you. Okay, so two students I requested in the beginning of the lab. Alay, you can mute your mic if you don't want to speak. If you want to speak, you can speak. Alay.
Sir, my mic is already here.
Fine, okay. So you have invented new technology. With your mute mic, you can speak. I am proud of you. Fine. Okay. So I would request Nandini and Zeel to share their ideas, their comments, and experience. 2 minutes, 1 or 2 minutes, not more than that.
It was too nice. We had learned many new things in today's lecture, many new books. We had learned about to give the reviews of that book. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, beta. Thank you. Nandini.
Well, it was quite interactive session. We came to know about the proper format of the book review, how it should be presented, and of course about the list of many books that you gave us. A good experience overall. Thank you.
Okay. Fine. So if you have any question or query, you can share. Otherwise, you can complete as a call it a day. Fine. So it was nice interaction with you people, sharing details and teaching you people again. That was nice, right? So see you next week again, and we'll be talking about this role plays in the next session. Before that, I'll share the details in WhatsApp and upload any contents on. So you can refer to it and you can come prepared. Fine. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a nice day and enjoy your lunch. Thank you very much.